as a business manager, never going back to, you don't go back to the town to ask for money.
No, but we also, I always question that report, why we get the sick time numbers. It's in our report, right? We know how much teachers have for sick time, right?
Yeah, I can't answer anything of that report, I'm not
Yeah,
involved.
we chart the sick time because, well, I think there are two reasons we chart sick time. One is to see if we're on target for previous years, and two, because you can see the accumulation of people who might be potentially getting ready to retire. So those are the two reasons we chart sick time.
Okay, but I guess another question is that you have that number, we have that information, and we're using it we should be using it strategically to budget, to Dave's point. So if we take that number and we know in next year we're going to have 5 teachers retire, and we look at, okay, those 5 teachers have accumulated $70,000 worth of sick time, we should be budgeting for that.
I don't think that there's any disagreement with that. The problem, where the problem comes in, is that if somebody announces their retirement in late May or early June, then the budget has already been finalized, and we don't have any choice but to go to work with the amounts that have been appropriated.
I think there's a disconnect here. I think Joe was saying that we don't budget for that at all, and I thought we did.
We do, we budget for the known. What we most certainly can do, I've done in the past in other districts, is you budget for X amount of unanticipated known retirees. 3 people are gonna leave. What's the max they're gonna get in sick or that type of thing? Yeah, we most certainly can do that.
So we're not, so that's my question.
But you do budget for, you do budget for X amount of.
They budget for the known.
Right.
We budget for the known, not the unknown.
Right, they do budget. They put money aside in a budget item, a line item.
For the known.
For the known.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
or for what their
They don't
estimates
know.
are. They may, I don't know, they may even add 1 extra teacher. I don't know how you budget it, but.
In the past, this item was handled almost like special education tuition. 5, 6, 7 years ago, we always had in the budget a placeholder for some anticipated students that would go out of district. Now we do not have those placeholders, and the same thing has been carried through with the sick time.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Jacob, just to go back to your question of 6 assignments, one of the other places that it might show up is in maternity leave, because we haven't been able to get a sub that was certified. So we have to go back and take a look at that. It's, if you're missing, say, a math teacher who's going on, or a science teacher who's going out on maternity leave, and you can't find a science teacher who's qualified, then we try to give you up to 6 assignments.
But we're not creating new assignments.
Yeah.
No.
Look,
Well, we are. Actually, we need it because of things like maternity leave, sickness, or whatever. But we're not.
They're a replacement, we're not creating other.
Exactly.
And you may have that 6th assignment when you're moving a person around. That 6th assignment may be higher than what was budgeted based on that employee's salary. So that is another small that affects it. And they're still going through the payroll, that part of it. Because first it had to get encumbered, then everybody had to get, kind of, the dust had to settle, and the next round is, okay, tell me why this account's overdrawn. That's why you're still seeing it overdrawn.
I didn't want to hear that we created 5 positions, but they're directing travel out there, 106 assignments.
The principals are usually told the teachers are expecting when they come back in the fall, and we need to necessarily plan for that.
I have a suggestion that with our problem with budgets, I think what we should do is invite the governor here and ask him how he's going to get us out of the state tank in the budget they got. You talk about ours, you're talking about hundreds of millions, right? Let's ask the governor how he can settle it, all right?
Okay, any other questions on the financial reports? If not, then we'll move on to presentations.
I have 2 more pages.
Questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
352, other technical services.
Which report are you using?
I'm using the object report.
Okay. You said, I'm sorry, 352?
352, other technical services.
Those are, the bulk of this is, we're using, that's the word, temporary staff. So the money from, say, for instance, custodial, the money still has to get moved from a custodial payroll account that an individual is budgeted for and isn't getting paid, and the money has to be, because we're using an outside service for those. So that's why those are still.
So we're using outside contract services for,
We have a custodian who's, and this is we have a custodian who's out on working as compensation. We have to still carry him for health insurance and, health insurance, and he's considered an employee. So to be sure that we fill the slot and the work is done, we hire a temporary person.
And the HR one is due to the software program that we're using for the new health insurance and all the rules. So obviously money, we've picked up some money in health insurance, it just hasn't been used yet. So that's what that one's for.
on the health insurance, do we know how much we're actually going to save on that line? I don't know, 280?
No, haven't got there yet. No. Person who did all the health insurance no longer works here. So that's why, that's why there's no encumbrance. So,
Transportation, special ed, is that just a matter of we'll get reimbursed for that?
doing 510?
510, or 513. That may be the one that we get reimbursed on.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The excess cost grant will offset that along with the special ed tuition.
Basically, all these tuitions fall into that.
Correct.
What's the tuition part, private sources? Is that special ed?
I mentioned, I think I mentioned that in the memo, that excess cost grant
Oh, okay.
hasn't been received yet. I'm sorry, you didn't what you said?
No, that's,
That's what you're, okay.
thank you.
Can we get a report that outlines the expected funds from the government to offset these things, just so we correlate?
I don't know if special ed is finished calculating what gets into their excess cost. Is anticipated yet.
And remember that number is always moving because we just had 2 students who came back from other district placements. That special ed tuition is a very flexible number. We've had, I think a couple of PBTs where students have been outplaced. So that number, unfortunately, is a very fluid number.
Are we paying for anybody that's out of district that doesn't belong in here? I mean, that's in district that does not belong in here?
I'm not sure I understand.
I remember you telling me last time we met, I think there was a child that we were disputing, that residency here, that we were paying for, is that not?
I still don't understand.
I think what he's asking you is that is there some cost?
Actually living here.
So far, we've taken care of all those issues. There are some students that it's a continuous discussion. I mean, I had a parent show up last week, moved in from Las Vegas. Students were not to be taken out of Las Vegas, and we ended up spending some time with the attorney but we ended up having to register them. And those are the issues that we confront.
But there's a cost, that's another added, additional cost to the district. Because we haven't budgeted for that, obviously, right?
Well, if you add another student to, say, an English class, the cost is going to be nil. But if a student moves in or is a special ed student, potentially you could have an increased cost. For example, talking with the folks we just received a student who moved from Colchester to Hampton. He's a special ed student. It's going to cost us $104,000. He just came in within the past 2 weeks.
No, drives us away with avoiding all this time spent asking these questions. Right, once a quarter, we're supposed to be balanced in our book or have recommendations from Dr. Stinsky on how to balance.
That's
their
correct.
proposal for balancing these items. Well, we don't do it.
Any more questions?
No more questions on that, sir.
Thank you.
We've lost the position in the county. So I'm still trying to keep the partner and can't ask a temp who doesn't know anything about this kind of our district to develop budgets, and we're still working on the payroll side. So,
On that part of your reports, do you have an update on that position we moved last month?
That's a negotiations issue that we'd like to talk about after the meeting's adjourned.
Any other questions?
One last one.
Yeah.
I noticed under snow plowing, you encumbered the entire amount for snow plow.
there you go.
That would be under the same object, let me try and get it here.
It's 64, well, we have $64,000 encumbered of the 68. So I would imagine Director encumbered what he plans on spending in snowplow. Now, obviously, as that moves forward, as the winter is kinder to us, we'll adjust that.
So,
But my goal is to, you encumber the things that are pretty known. So I know that I have X amount of dollars to, work with this in balance.
okay, that was my next
And
question. So
then-
you encumber the money for the
I mean,
known that you,
then I
so that
adjust
way
it
the
to-
money is available.
Correct,
Great.
because at some point, it's, what month is this, October,
Mm-hmm.
in another 2 months. If it looks like we're in trouble, I'll recommend a freeze, and that'll be it, it'll be done. Nobody will be doing anything except maintenance, if we have anything to do with maintenance, emergencies, or educating children. But unfortunately, in these budgets, there's not a lot of extra types of things. But when someone comes and says, I want to purchase a piece of software and I think it can work with X, and they recommend to the superintendent, he uses me to get you to do it, those would be the things that would be, no, if I put a freeze on. But no, I'll go back to the example of this, something gets spent more than was planned, you have to pay for it. And we most certainly have, we've had quite a few unanticipated expenses that we've reviewed and we've, that I've approved, knowing that I may have money in health insurance, some of the bigger accounts.
You answered my question. I just wondered how you encumbered the whole amount. The snow plow caught my eye because it hasn't snowed
Right.
drop yet, so,
Right.
but you encumbered it,
Covering
anticipated.
what we actually budgeted
Yeah,
for, yeah.
thank you.
Mhm. Okay.
So, Bob, just one suggestion for the administration, I would say, is, while we understand, research challenges, prioritization tasks and that, it doesn't exempt us from working within the policies of the board. So, it would be in the best interest of all, I think, to have an analysis done per the policy as far as what we would ordinarily do for a quarterly analysis for the November meeting to get us caught up. And then to figure out what you want to do from a resource perspective, but figure out how we get ourselves on that schedule so we can adhere to it.
I can most certainly transfer funds into the accounts that are overdrawn based on what they've told me so far, that they've either had errors in personnel budgeting or adjustments they need to make. I can most certainly do that. It's not the way I like to do it.
Yeah, it's more board awareness. It's,
Right.
at a macro level, knowing what's going on.
But,
Also, I think it would be helpful if board members have extensive questions that they can get them to accounting early on.
Yeah.
Send the questions in, even earlier in the day would be helpful.
Certainly streamline, I mean,
Yes.
I think that's a challenge because, some of us this month didn't even get the packet, so it's kind of a bit of a challenge. And in fairness, Kathy sends this out on Friday, and you're not gonna get a response until, and Jane's not gonna, she's gonna come in on Monday, and she's gonna be buried with questions, so, it's all
Yeah, it's most certainly-
intent, but.
It's most certainly my goal to have, you're absolutely correct. It's a quarterly budget projection, should have had transfers. Yeah. Spent a lot of time just working on the budget projection, make sure things are in line. Yeah. I've got a deadline that I have to meet for Kathy to get this thing, and, so my other option is bring it the night of the board meeting, which Dr. Szymanski doesn't want to do. So that's part of the problem is just, the time frame.
Time has been a big problem because of the temper. We had one temp in that we trained and was making good progress. She left, we got a new one in, and we're trying to work that through and trying to do the encumbrances. And while this is all going on in the background, we're trying to get ready for next year's budget.
You have to admit that we've heard excuses for the last 2 years.
I understand that. I don't like making excuses. You
Well,
think I like to
the last
present
2
something?
years.
We're getting off subject, we're talking about the financial reports, not the resources in the office, so we can address those issues in the meantime. Let's move on to 6, presentation, 6.1, assessments at RHAM.
Danny, can I just break in? There was an accident on Route 2, and unfortunately, the photographer was held up. He just arrived. Is it the board's pleasure to take a break, or he could come back and do it another?
How much time do you need to set up the presentation?
A couple minutes.
However long it takes for you to have your pictures taken.
That sounds like a good answer.
Yes.
All right, we'll take a 5-minute recess, photos and video logistics.
All right. This is for the...
Can we go get our photo?
I think you do. But he's not going to talk about me.
It's not in
They're in the group. If somebody's done it before.
I think we're going to have to give them the ability to set up while we're doing this.
We're going to be in the
Okay. All right. Auditorium stage.
Do we have all 3 kids?
We have what?
All 3 students?
We do. We have all 3? Yeah, awesome. Okay.
At 6?
No.
Swap pens.
No, you can't.
I know.
All right. Now we have